production?
Well, I'm the production accountant, so what I have to do is make sure that I work out exactly what everybody is spending on the production. So that will include all the sort of the cast and having to get the sets and the costumes and everything. So that's all the spend that they have to make before the production can start. And then once the production is actually running and people are coming to see the show, then I record how much money has been spent on the tickets, and then how much money is spent every week to keep the show open. And then at the end of the production, we add it all up and we work out how much money the production has made, or sadly sometimes lost. But most of the time, it's how well the production has done.
And how did you get into that role?
Well, I've always been an accountant. I went into an accountancy firm when I left school, and I trained to be a qualified accountant, but I always knew that I wasn't someone who wanted to work in a big business or something very corporate, so I wanted to do something that was a bit more fun. So I joined a company that did accountancy for theatre companies, and then just over the years I've just managed to move around a bit, and then it just happened that a production accountant role became available at the company I'm with now, and I was very fortunate to be offered the job. But it's quite nice to know that within a profession like accountancy, where everyone thinks it's people in suits and all very serious and stuff, there are actually jobs out there where it can be really fun and very exciting as well.
My mum works as an accountant, so why did you choose to be working in a theatre?
Partly because I really enjoy going to the theatre myself, so it's an area that is an interest to me outside of work as well. So now I'm in a position where I can combine my work with one of my interests. So I think that's a really nice position to be able to be in.
What was the last show you went to see?
I went to see a dance show actually recently called The Heart of Home, which had some of the people that were involved in river dance. I don't know if you've ever heard of river dance, the Irish dancing. So it had a bit of Irish dancing in it and some Cuban and Latin American dancing as well. So I went to see that, which was a dance thing. But the last play I went to see was probably one of our own ones, The Night of the Iguana, which I think is round the corner, so that's nice.
When you finish doing the accounting, do you get to watch the play?
Yes, I'm very lucky that when we have shows of our own, there is always a special night where all the important people come to watch it, all the people that are involved in making that show happen, and also we have people from the newspapers and other press come to review it, and I'm very lucky that I get to be invited to go on that night as well, which is also nice because they have a party afterwards, so that's good. And also I get to go and see other companies' productions, because everyone sort of knows one another, so you support one another by going to see each other's shows, which is lovely.
So I didn't know about this job in the theatre, so is there any other jobs that we can't see? Yes,
there's an awful lot of jobs that go on behind the scenes. So you have all the people that make the costumes and make the set, and so that will then involve production carpenters and also maybe wig makers, and then you would have all the people that do the lighting and the sound. There's lots and lots of people behind the scenes actually to put the play on. And then obviously in an administrational point of view, you've got the accountants, and then you've got people who are called the production coordinators, and they're the people that make sure that everyone's in the right place at the right time and they've all got everything that they need all the time. And then you'd have the general managers who were the important people at the beginning, who sort of like arrange all the contracts and the deals and stuff. There's loads and loads of jobs. That it's not just about the people that you see on the stage or the people who you see when you come into the theatre to pick up your ticket. So lots more people.
What's the most expensive thing in the play?
that's a tough one because it depends what kind of play you're putting on. If you're putting on a play that involves somebody in the cast who's really, really well known and is on the television and is being promoted as the big star, then quite often they're quite expensive. But if you're doing a show that has not really mainstream people, but then you'd have like a spectacular set, then the cost of the set can often be quite high.
How do you keep track of all the money?
Well, on my computer, basically, you get special accounting software that you use, and you just input all the money that goes in and out of the bank, and you tell it what specific like budget code it needs to go to, and then the software works it all out for itself as to how much money you've got left in the bank, how much money you've spent in total, how much money you've received in total. So it's all pretty much done on a computer.
What's your favourite part of the job and the trickiest part of your job?
Okay, well, from an accountant's point of view, I guess my favourite part of the job is when all the numbers add up properly and it all comes out as it should be, and I don't have to worry that things aren't in the right place. So it's just it's just the adding up bit, I guess, is the bit that works. And the trickiest bit is sometimes I work on lots of shows at the same time. So I think at the moment I've got 5 different shows that I'm doing the accounts on, and you get lots of people asking you questions at different times, and it's all about trying to make sure that you remember which bits refer to which production, and just trying to keep them all separate in my head. Okay, my creative challenge is to think about all the things that you would have to spend money on to put a show on in a big theatre. So all the people that would be involved and who would have to be paid, but also all the things that you would actually have to buy as well, and just make a list of all those items.